So, hi and welcome to my podcast. I am extremely excited to be here. My name is Jules, and this is my story. I have to be honest with you guys, I have recorded several podcasts, but doing this every single time is something that's extremely exciting for me, so bear with me. Um, there's something that I tell my, business partners and everyone that I say, I'm not an actor, I'm just an entrepreneur. So my name is Jules. I just turned 29 like a month ago, this July. I have four companies. This is an extension of a current one, and we do business consulting. I don't define myself as a business consultant. I don't do that. I define myself as someone who learns and loves the business world. And my story starts with my first business. I was in college, I was a 20-year-old, and I knew that I just wanted to do something great. And for my first 2 years, I was pre revenue. And it wasn't that I was pre revenue, but I was also in debt. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes look at you and feel like, oh, yeah, she knows what she's doing. She must be doing well. But I felt like an imposter. I felt like a complete failure. I was making money, but my expenses were a lot more than my income stream. And I just didn't have any profit left. I was in debt. I was a 22-year-old that was a baby. And I felt like, you know what? I should just quit. I remember walking to my car with who's today my husband, right? And we were visiting our my last business consultant. And I was walking back, and I told him, like, listen, babe, I can't do it anymore. Like, I'm done. I I'm done. I can't do business anymore. I feel like it's just too much for me. I was just like, I'm gonna find a job, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And he looked at me and he told me, babe, listen up. Just try one more time. What do you have to lose? And it's funny, my husband is in the law industry. He's not even like he's not a business owner. He doesn't do anything that's even close to what I'm doing. But him cheering me up got me to take a course, to go to college again, to take marketing. Studied, took an online course at Illinois University through Coursera, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, they were talking about strategy and how to look at it. And do you know those aha moments? So I had that aha moment and I realized something. And I took a pen and my notebook and I just started writing. And I realized something that's very important. I had ADHD. And being an entrepreneur with ADHD is different than being any other person. And I was just not focused on the right things. So I started a method. Back then, it was a challenge. And it was a 90-day challenge. And I called him the 5x5 method, or the 5x5 challenge back then, right? And I was like, okay, you know that you keep on focusing on every other stuff. But what is one thing that you can focus on that if you make it grow, then your life will be different? And for me, it wasn't marketing, it was the product. I wanted to figure out what people want to buy. So for the next 90 days, I created quizzes and like I talked to customers. And then I realized that people wanted to help with, for us, it was buying a house or like moving to another city or a country and knowing that if they immigrate, everything's going to work for them. So we created a private company that helps people with immigration. And for the next 6 months, I started to generate millions. And it wasn't just like crazy to me. It was like, I think it changed my life because going from pre revenue, right, to, oh shit, I have an income stream that I could retire from it. I started to think I was 23 back then. I was like, what's the point of everything, right? Because it's not that you grow immediately as a person. Growth takes time. So I was like, okay, what did I like to do? And I was like, okay, I like the strategy. So I got into companies and we started to do the hiring for them after I finished my first business, the hiring for them, the training for them, and that worked. The 5x5 method worked. And then I went to my third company and I started to help people with their marketing, right? Because I knew how to do marketing. I knew how to talk to people. I knew that I had to be honest. I knew that I had to be clear. I knew that I had to be focused on several sources and not just one, but I have to be marketing focused. And that worked as well. And I got my first partnership with a marketing company. And then I started to consult people. And at first, I wanted to do that for fun. So a lot of people tell you that if you want to become rich, you're not supposed to do the service by yourself. And it was true, but for the most part of it, I liked what I was doing. Like I like to work with entrepreneurs. I like to coach them. I like, to talk about stuff and I got excited for them. And then I was getting home by like 8 p.m. every single day. And you were realizing that I was realizing that the person that I was doing it out for, who's my husband, was suffering. I remember going back home and looking at my husband. He was like, why do you work so hard? Like, why do you work that late? And he had a point. He had a solid point. He was right. It's not only that he had a point, he was right about it. And I was like, listen, babe, you know what? I like the impact. I like what I'm doing. I think that we're changing people's life. But I'm going to scale it. And the next year, going from, I think I was 25 back then, 25 to 26, all I did was scaling that business. So I hired people that will help me to grow and change other entrepreneurs' lives. So it all started with a decision and a vision. But I knew that there were like groundbreaking rules for me. Like, for an example, me not being able to take any meetings. So at first, I did take some meetings, and then I got my first consultant, which was a marketing consultant, because we basically work on every department, right? Because I realized for my first business that you're not supposed to work just on one department. You're kind of supposed to build a funnel for 90 days and then work on another one and another one and another one. So my first consultant was a marketing one. And all she did with clients was to work on their marketing strategy for 90 days, right? To build funnels, to grow their marketing, to basically build a foundation that will outlive them. And then the other one was a salesperson who taught them how to sell, how to hire, how to train their team. And they did that for 90 days. And all of the sudden, I had clients that stuck with me for years, right? Because they were working on their product, they were working on their finances, they were working on their marketing, they were working on their sales, they were working on their team, and they were also mixing consultants. So they got to work on two funnels at once, like sales and marketing with someone who helped them. And it was incredible. Like we immediately got to see the results. And then I started to realize that I have something. At that point, we were dealing with, I think, 600 clients. And they stayed with us. Like most of them stayed with us. And I started to realize something. Yes, there are rules for the business world. And yes, you're supposed to create a service that you don't do everything and you're supposed to, focus on one point, but there's also passion. And what I want to bring to you guys in this podcast is how to love your life through your business. Because it's not just, at least for me, it's not just hustle, it's not just grind. It's what I do, it's what I love. I bring my soul into what I do. I really care about my mission. I think and I believe that when you change another person's life, you make this world a better place. And by sharing what I do, by sharing my story, I can maybe help others to, make their life and make their business a bit better and to make this world a better place. So, hi, my name is Jules. I am 29. I really hope that I will get to give you guys some, knowledge and share all that I have with you guys. I have a company that helps people to grow their business, to scale their business. We're called Mesh Research. And this is my story.